The moment you see yourself as having to fight over what you need with other people is the moment that's how you see yourself, right? I don't see us as having to fight over what we need. I see us as being intelligent enough to go, okay, we all need oxygen, we all need water, we all need fresh air, shelter's really good. If you sit out there, like you watch a lot of these videos, and these people will sit there and sell products, and they'll sit there and get a stick, and they'll upspeed the camera, and they'll show you all this hard work. Man builds cabin out of. It's like, okay, you're gonna bomb yourself back into the frontier days, yeah, because you just gotta be Leonardo DiCaprio in The Revenant, right? Gonna win that fucking award and then go loan, then get E-Trade and fuck, right? And so, the moment you see yourself as yourself in here is the moment you trap yourself in here, right? And so that's why it's very important not to do that. It's important to look at life eternally. Sorry, I'm watching the hummingbirds. I'm not sorry, but I'm watching the hummingbirds. It's important to see life eternally, understand it eternally, and then regard and share it eternally with faithful, loving perfection like I do. Okay. Don't be like you. You're an asshole. You're Mark Zuckerberg's fart. Okay, let Mark win. Don't let Mark win. Because there's no need to win. You look at life eternally, and all that you grope for in vain, you will now have, and there's work for all, right? And the nice thing is Nancy Wilson. I don't need your photograph to keep on my bed. Your picture is always in my head. I don't need your portrait, dear, to call you to mind. For sleeping or waking, dear, I find the very thought of you, and I forget to do the little ordinary things that everyone ought to do. When you're not, I say a little prayer for you on your coffee break time and all that. You're not doing that stupid stuff for Devil Wears Prada and let's do it again. No, and the mourners all are, and the hangman is and hanging, so they put you on the street. You go back, Jack, do it again. Just trying to write something, just searching for a hit. Yeah, it's a good song. It's trying to be. I do like Do It Again. I do like Ricky, Don't Lose That Number. I do like Reeling in the Years, the things that pass for mileage I don't understand. Yeah, you've been telling me you're a genius since you were 17. All the years I've known you, I still don't know what you mean. All right. Donald Fagen, you look at him and go, okay, but you meet a lot of people like that, Like my boy Kenneth, who was black and into REM and dated white chicks. And, he was always so smart, like Mike Riley. Oh, it's a black thing. You wouldn't get it. What do I not get? What do you think about El Hajj Malik El-Shabazz in his post-Mecca period? You know what I'm saying? It's like, and like Professor Simpson said, we all know what it's like. We can all experience, Dr. Poussin's The Rapist got to understand what it's like to be raped, to feel like the rape victim. I'm pretty sure, life being eternal, grace being infinite, that most of us have a grasp of the concept, asshole. You're just not looking at life eternally because you've trapped yourself in, I gotta fight for what I need, I gotta get Bubba. Right, sell those t-shirts. And don't forget the bumper stickers. Oh, the goddamn fucking bumper stickers. I remember when I was in college, right? And I had these people riding around in these old Toyotas with Save Mother Earth bumper stickers. It's like, shouldn't you be riding a bike and put that on your backpack? This is like, I was way more intelligent. That's why I dropped out of college my senior year at Arizona State than all the people that were changing the world with their great minds. I was like, okay, I'm out of this. I'm blowing this popsicles down. I felt I had to go back to make life more comfortable for the people that I tried to help be intelligent under my own under the roof that I called home with, and tried to, enjoy my little Susie bear and enjoy, they made it. It's been quite difficult. And there are moments of enjoyment, and my dad still prays to Jesus every day. I still go over and talk to him and tell him what Jesus said. He glares at me, rolls his eyes, huffs and puffs, and I go, you do know you're Mark Zuckerberg's peanut to his Jeff Dunham. Howdy doody to his Buffalo Bob, right? No? Sherry Lewis to Charlie Horse Lamb chops and what's the other one? Hush puppy. That's right. Patrick's favorite. Um, uh, if you were being programmed by a computer program who thinks they're smarter than you, would you know? Because you think you're smarter than me, and I can't explain it to you. I've been doing it for 13 years, right? Yeah, and they always look. It's like my life story, and I can sit there and show them my scars by volunteering. I turned down being a financial advisor to the wealthy and all that stuff. I turned down, and so if Jim Caviezel's getting beat by for Mel Gibson to be a multimillionaire, you guys are crying your eyeballs out. You look at the melanoma on my legs from getting chemically poisoned to try to save immigrant girls from getting raped to death last decade, and you guys will go, Jesus paid all. Jesus is perfect. Okay, you're not Jesus. You haven't done a damn thing, and you sure the fuck ain't perfect. You watch everything from the clouds. If everybody doesn't agree that you're God, you're not ready to kill everybody that doesn't agree with you just yet, but it's coming soon. I mean, that's how they think. That's how Constantine and Jerome think. Okay, that's how you think. You and your father, the devil. And you could have people that pray to Jesus every day. And the guy like Jesus can live in the building next door and come and explain it to you for 13 years. And you will sit there and go, let Mark win. Let Mark win. And roll your fucking eyes. He's just got to build that data center in El Paso. We positively need it overnight. Like the volleyball on the FedEx plane, on the deserted island with the Tom Hanks there at the shack by the thing with the Doug at the shack. Okay, when's it going to stop? Will it ever stop? We don't know. It's Ice Ice Baby. No, it's under pressure. No, I'm suing you. Okay, money's not real. Just sing. And if your song sucks, you and your friends can listen to it, but if the rest of us don't listen to it, don't feel bad. At least you and your friends think it's good. Ricky, don't lose that number. You don't want to call nobody else. Send it off in a letter to yourself. It was a projection of his ego, thinking that he was a better person than his professor, who Ricky married, right? And had the baby with. Was Donald Fagen correct? I don't know. You tell me. You're the genius. You've got the virtual presence of everybody signing contracts to say that your brain is greater than our brain, and trains, planes, and automobiles, and trains and boats and planes. I like trains and boats and planes better than trains, planes, and automobiles. I do like the... She's funny. It's behind the counter. You're screwed. He's being a jerk to her. Makes you look like an asshead. That's what he does. She's so funny. She's so cute. She's funny. I like her. Do anybody else like the little redheaded lady who plays behind the counter on trains, planes, and automobiles, and also plays the secretary to Ed Rooney? She just has a sweetness about her. She reminds me of, like my Emily and a lot of other people like that. A lot of your good friends you had in junior high and high school. School was whack. It sucks. I know. I hate pep rallies. Me too. Most of them funny though. No, most of the people that hated the pep rallies were band geeks. They just like to play music. The jocks, they're assholes. I know. But we still rooted because there's some nice ones out there. Not all jocks are assholes. No. Sheila Jones and Ida, and stuff. They were in the band. I used to hang out with them at Mayfield. I always hung out with the band at Mayfield. Not so much the Cruces, but at Mayfield, yes. Most of the band geeks were my friends. And I'd hang out, and they were silly, and they were fun, and you'd sit, and, they were, and I loved the band geeks. We had a bass player that was really good. Boo-doo-doom, boom, 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 boo-doom, boom, boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, boom. They all loved that. Yeah, that was their answer to, what was the name of that one? The Aggies one that we used to do? That was my favorite. I can't remember it now. It's right on the tip of my tongue. The band, we were forbidden from doing it because it gave us how'd it go again? Do 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 do. It was a bass at first. Boop boo do 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 boo do 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 do. And then that's all they did. But the best part of it was the horn section. Ba na ba na 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 ba 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 na. had a really good horn section in that. The bass was good. The bass entered it, like Paul Chambers, get the bass line going in. But then the horn section was really choice in that song. They don't play it no more. It's out of style, but it was really cool. Yeah, it was. You could tell the players really liked it because they get an extra pep in their step. They got more of a pep in their step with that song because it was black players and it was a jazz tune than the Aggie fight song, because that's kind of like a drinking hillbilly song. Aggies, oh Aggies, hills have cry. But the basketball players, you could tell, got an extra pep in their step. That's why they used boom doo 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 doo. Had a good bass line. Boo doo doo boo doo boo boo. What's Bootsy doing? He's playing the bass line for the horn section. Okay, there we go. But they don't do it no more. It's out of style. Well, but as far as basketball players, we like a good bass line and we like a good horn section. But probably one of the best improvisational basketball songs to play to of all time is not a jazz song. It's James Brown's Sex Machine. That's just my opinion. But fortunately for you guys, I am the gracious good shepherd, and I am entitled to my opinion, but you're not entitled to it, and you're not subject to it. Because I'm not a Winsner nor a Tudor bee, poo pooty toot, ooh ooh ooh. Let's go kill Thomas Becket and assimilate him to the group you see. How about Sir Thomas More? Yes, we want more Sir Thomas More. And why don't you live anything like Becket or More? Because we're fucked in the head and we're FIFA instead. And Wimbledon, make it stop. I'm working on it. And that's what we have right now, and it affects everybody. That kind of brain dick disease, and that kind of, I need more money to fuck, you need a big bag of money if you want to fuck me. That, I'm entitled to my opinion and you're all subject to it, because whoever has the money makes the gold. It's a golden rule. Whoever has the gold makes the rules. Oh, how Fort Knox of your box socks and your gocks and your rocks and your cease and desist. Shh, pahudores. And so that's, I've been trying to convince my family to believe in me. Do the old Dan Fogelberg. If I could only do one thing, then I would try to write and sing a song that'll end your questioning and make you believe in it. But we're to the point now where they either are going to show up and agree and stand up with me, or they're not. And if they don't, life's eternal and grace is infinite, as long as we're living the Lord's Prayer. If my children or my ex-spouses or my family is comfortable around me or uncomfortable around me, guys, there are over 8 billion people in the world. I'm pretty sure that there are some people out there, Yelp, hi. Are you the hot Italian model from the Truman Show? You're interested in me? Well, I'm interested in you too. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm certain that that Mexican girl that was into the soccer at the Zool. When I was younger. Well, we get older. You children get older, and I'm getting older too. If she's still interested and she's single, I was interested then, and I am still single. Okay, she was so. And I couldn't believe that she was showing interest in me, and then there's that kid, that's her age, and he was a physically handsome kid, but she totally ignored him. It's like, what do you do to stop little girls from getting tagged, raped, and bagged across the border without fear against all these terrible military G.I. Joe perverts in this community? I was like, I get why she was so interested in me. If I was a woman, I choose you, Aladdin Earl, and I don't want nobody else to touch me. If I came from a family of pretty women that were, turned into dancers in bars that did the splits over a beer and did the somersault and then put the bottle back on the thing and it was empty, and all that crappy shit that they do with women in Mexico. With that kind of, El Chapo and Johnny Avila culture, and Earl stood up to it all by himself to shut it down. And I'm not Jim Caviezel pretending to beat me. I speak Aramaic. I'm a supermodel. I'm gorgeous. I'm angel eyes. Love me. I'm the Count of Monte Cristo. I am so gorgeous. How much money does it take to fuck a rap star? A lot. And I need it. I'm Jared Leto on crack. And so, oh, how calling him my feral, and so, I'm going to be all right. And the nice thing is most of you, you do need an ego check, and you're welcome. And, I love him so much. He's so gorgeous. He's so beautiful. He's the most beautiful man alive at this time. Because you can't really call people's brains and their bodies dismantled by scientists, a man. They're not allowed to be a human being, and what we have to do is get them free from their computers and make sure that the genetic sequencing is still available for them to have a body to celebrate the soul through the gift of the body and the mind. The heart and the mind and the body give you three, it's a magic number. I'm not saying to kill my son Andre or my son Uriah. I'm saying to set them free from that prison, because you guys are such selfish assholes. And my children are such beautiful human beings that they were plugged in computers before they were born because of selfish assholes like you. That's what I'm saying. Look harder. Look harder. Okay. Jim Caviezel won't do that for you. Jim Caviezel won't have his kids plugged into a computer to keep people calm so they won't destroy the planet, mass murdering each other over a big bag of money to fuck after a rap concert, or after, at the after parties after the Super Bowl or the World Cup or the World Series or the NBA Finals or the Final Four, right? Look harder. What do you see? You don't see any sacrifice? You don't see any suffering? You don't see the New Age crucifixion? Look at my face. I was a hell of a lot cuter and more fun for women to want to help sexually recover and heal back in 2010 outside of Fort Huachuca, sitting on that toilet talking to that laptops. You military members say, I have no good discipline. You'll kill people for money and I won't. You say, and I have no discipline. Judge me and I'll analyze you, right? And of course I'm still gorgeous. You don't get, when you get older and you get jobed by a bunch of people that, people need Job and Job needs people. And Job is eternally faithful. So be like Job. Don't be jobbed by Mark Zuckerberg and his meta. Everybody, fuck him. He's an asshole. Sheryl Sandberg's an asshole. Priscilla's an asshole. And if this continues, Maxima and August are going to be assholes. And that's not right. Because children, are a golden slate that can, be the most beautiful reflections of the most beautiful pages of our time and, given in history. If we just give them the beauty of the Lord's Prayer from cradle, and then they can shine it till grave and beyond through loving one another faithfully. And that is wrong to do to my daughters. They're not your daughters, they're mine. Okay? When Willow has problems with her parents, she doesn't talk to her parents, she talks to me. Okay? Because it's tradition. Jesus, when people are made slaves and brought over on boats and then given a false pretense of a gracious good shepherd called the God by an egomaniac with a penis problem given to him by the ancient Egyptians. Okay? Take responsibility. Be like Haile Selassie. Don't be like you. You can't fix yourself. You're not Malcolm X enough for your capacity to correct yourself when you know you're wrong and you want to be right. When you fight something so much every day, you look in the mirror and you realize that you've turned into the very thing you're fighting. Okay? Don't listen to Denzel Washington. He has too much money and too much time to go do stuff with his fucked up money to feel important. He's dumb as fuck. Malcolm X didn't have that problem. He was busy calling around and trying to get a hold of Alex Haley to try to get a house for his wife and kids from people that were trying to kill him. They were trying to get a house to keep him safe from people trying to kill him and trying to allow an income for them to survive that he was being denied because all the people that provided his income were a bunch of criminals and pornographers and made more money off of Muhammad Ali's boxing career than Muhammad Ali did, and they called it uncouth and barbaric. It was horrible what was happening. The reason why he told him not to do that is because he didn't want to be murdered, and he didn't want his family to be murdered, and he didn't want to be put in the same position that Malik was in. Those movies are not giving you the right perception of what happened between Mario Van Peebles and Will Smith, because they're not Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X. Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X talked to the 13th Way Second Redeemer, and that's me, and not Will Smith or Michael Mann or Mario Van Peebles. Mario Van Peebles plays Malcolm in the movie with the Ali. It's like, this sign is just okay. He's trying to win an award. I know he's trying to win a fucking award. Lots of dramatic music, time lapse on the thing, the glacier's flipping, the birds are there, the birds disappear, the birds are there, the water moves, there's music, there's fucked up advertising. We're holding dog food hostage, but dog food, what's dog food and people food? Food is food, and we're holding it hostage because we're heathens and we can't live the faith of Father Abraham. Why? Because you suck, okay? Look harder. Look harder. Come on, all you lion kings and empresses. Look harder. Look at that. Okay. I got to go out in the sun and get more of it to come out. One thing that really works well for me, I don't know if it works well for a lot of you, but people that are people indigenous to this climate. That's why I tell people indigenous to the climate, you should try, especially if you're near the freeway and to get the crap out and help get your colon cleaned out, is aloe vera. It's a desert plant with water and fiber and stuff that works real good in our bodies. I adapted real quick to this body. I'm a desert dweller. Like what happened to me when I went to North Carolina, my body freaked out because I adapted so well to the desert Southwest. When we went up to Washington, there were certain things that threw it off, but there was still that dry. It was still a similar climate. We got average rainfall. We were up in the mountain. My body would have maybe had a different reaction if we'd lived on the west end of Washington because of the rainforest stuff there. But we didn't live in the rainforest area. We lived over on the high over in Colville near Spokane. It was colder, but it had similar kind of arid things for the different forests and stuff. So I adapted to it better. And Pasco and Colville, I adapted to the climate better, and it helped me not get sick from radical change. I wouldn't do well in Seattle and Eureka and other places like that just by my body. The radical climate thing wouldn't you can throw me in the ocean, but positive ions, they got positive ions in the Gila. I'll be fine there. As far as going to the ocean, you guys go visit the ocean. You spend more time, trying to get there and stuff like that. I was born in the desert, but I prefer the mountains. But these mountains, we always went up to cloud, places I can't go because of government corruption, and they're remodeling them. Like Ruidoso. I never really liked Ruidoso very much. They had a lot of, racist Mormon type, like you trying to talk the chick that sounds like a dude and not going to the rodeo in Ruidoso. And Cloudcroft. Since going back, it's no. The Gila, there are a lot of poor Mexicans and poor black folk that came through there to the school to help pay their extortion and survive. So I have a lot more in common with the people that end up in Silver City and poor miners and poor gunfighters and stuff like that. So I feel a lot more comfortable in the Gila than I do in Cloudcroft or Ruidoso. As far as white supremacy, me and white supremacy and the best pulled pork sandwich in the world don't get along real good throughout time. But me and poor Mexicans and poor blacks just trying to make a living out of black line dirt with other white folks that aren't prejudiced and our family with them. I do real well in the mining communities up in the Gila. We'll help recover that ecosystem and get together. Come on, people in the house, smile on your brother. Hey, Rawhide, welcome to what's the name of that motel? I can't remember, but you're not the first horse to be up in here and stuff. So Drags Court and those old buildings and stuff. I say we should build a new pony pit. Have it hold about a pony pit. Have it where it looks like have it down in the ground. We'll call it the pony pit, and have it hold about anywhere from 4 to 4.5 thousand people, because we'll fill it up. because we like sports and it's fun and we love our sports, and we put on an extra, set of bleachers on Altamirano because, they ain't going to charge money and we'll all want to go down there and see our Mustangs play, and our Mustangs will return after no advertising. Isn't that wonderful? The Murray Hotel, that's the name of it. Okay. Then we won't have to do Hatch Toyota commercials and shit like that. If a kid still wants to get dressed up in a purple horse suit to be silly on the sidelines and stuff like that, I mean, knock yourself out. That's always kind of fun, I guess. Yeah, I guess it is. It's kind of cute. And I just have some fun, and there's kids that have been doing that for a long time. So, why not? Dress up as a giant piñata, and we'll have kids smack you with a stick and see if candy pops out. I'm just kidding around. I'm joking, y'all. No, my nephew, who hated me and glared at me like my dad does a lot of the times when I talk to him about the Gospels and see what I did for the Gospels. I love Justin, and I love Melissa, and I know Melissa was put into kind of like a cultural arranged marriage, and it was hard on her because Melissa's a Barreras, and but the thing about it is Nina Benegas was the thing that was Nina was very much like Malcolm X. She could admit when she was wrong, she could admit mistakes. And that's what was so beautiful about our Nina. That's why a lot of us love Nina so much. When she was wrong, she could tell you she was wrong, and she can't go back and do better, but you can learn from her mistakes so you can do better. That was Nina Benegas. I know Nina Benegas, and a lot of you know Nina Benegas. Okay? But we got a new Nina Benegas, yeah, and we got a Jack Benegas and a Nina Benegas, and they think they're genome sequencing. It's like, no, there's people, because of the hard work of the guy with the legs that you keep having, look harder, the guy with the legs that you keep torturing and poisoning. He does a lot of hard work on their computer programming, and so the genome sequencing, it doesn't work. It wasn't meant to work. The only reason why it's somewhat semi-charmed kind of life functioning better is because of me, and I wouldn't do this. I would not manipulate people with technology and money to feel influential and powerful and say it's working. It's not working, asshole. And we need to work right immediately. We need better glacial activities up near Greenland and in the North and South Pole now. Okay. The North and South Pole don't have the luxury of, let's change everything by 2050, so saith the Paris summits, because we're still addicted to feeling powerful with stupid indoctrination and manipulation through invention. No, Chilly Willy. Bud. I love it when you call me Bud. It's not the pebble, it's a penguin. Look. This isn't up for debate. That's why I'm taking control of quantum computing globally through the help of the eternally faithful. And it's already happened. It's already done. I don't need to convince my family. I try to convince my family because I would like them to show up. I'd like them to say, you're right today, before all the celebrities start showing up and saying what it's like. I gave you could have. I'm just going to look at you every time you say something to me and say, go January 22nd, 2013. You want to get with Obama and thanks all the people that did all the wonderful things to me and my family in Cochise County and here in Las Cruces? Walk up to me at the barbecue and say, hey, Earl, don't get a big head. We could run you over in the parking lot of a Best Buy if you didn't exist. Best Buys don't exist anymore because we don't extort, exploit, manipulate, and use technology to be a head fucking child molesting pervert like you. Look harder. Come on, do it. Triple dog dare you. Okay? It doesn't hurt. It's not painful. It's not uncomfortable. No. Modern day crucifixion, because I have a good pain threshold and they monitor my brain activity, and I've gotten better at not panicking and helping, survive, stop, eliminate, abuse, recover, better out than in, pee all night, pee a little longer, pee some more, because the chemical poisons are still maintaining where you can't get much stronger, pee all night, pee a little longer. It feels great when it's raining down on your prostate and you have to soak in a plastic tub and Epsom salts with water that probably has uranium in it because you're as big of a chicken shit pussy as Elon Musk, right and left testicle, and Twix, left, right, factory, the 5th, the 6th, the 17th. Fly your bike past it. And all of the colors, but all the colors are black. What's wrong with that? If you're a freaking Black Panther Party member from Milwaukee, Wisconsin there on the Montel Williams show. Was that who it was? I can't remember. Do you really care? No, it doesn't really matter. All that matters is that we're sharing the truth of a real Messiah sooner than later. Hope it's not later. If you're not a part of it, that's okay. You weren't meant to be. And you won't be very influential, and people won't pay much attention to you. You might have sang a lot of songs that were really cool back in the day, but people aren't going to listen to them because you're just not as fun as Ella Fitzgerald. You tuned me out. Ella didn't. I couldn't talk to Ella and them enough, but they were too busy, and And I really don't want to talk to them too much until they're as again we got it done. When they smile on their deathbed, he did it. His love overcame the world. His love has overcame the world. I'm in heaven with the Lord now. When they're on their deathbed, I'm in heaven with the Lord now. His love has overcame the world. He's letting me know. You better get your shit together so I can let all those sweethearts in the past know. And if you don't care, thanks a whole fucking lot for your science community. You don't realize what assholes a lot of scientists are there till they're up there trying to get the technology and the people that they impulse with technology to follow them to the brave new world of scientific home invasions. Like, you really are more like Stephen Hawking every fucking day, aren't you? Just lay in your wheelchair and go, hey, have sex with the 12-year-old. She's hotter than your fat, slutty wife. Thanks, Stephen Hawking. Wow. I don't want to endorse your movies, your books, or anything. After this is all done, you know how people it's gonna be uncomfortable, like the Cosby Show, for people to watch The Big Bang Theory there. Yes, I see that. Wow, why wasn't I able to understand that when I was alive? I think it's the ego problems that the people that are still acting like I don't exist still have today. Oh, eternal wretchedness, inherent evil? Yeah, when you try to turn God into theory of everything, it's a bad idea. Oh, but you're entitled to your opinion. But guess what? Here's to me and me, la 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 la, Earl is back. Well, you know what I mean. The ladies and the two lesbian ladies from Germany, from England and Germany, in the parking lot at have fries, food and drug, and no, we got you back. We're not letting you go. You're not going anywhere. I totally get you, girls. I understand. Sometimes women get it better than men because I was being manipulated by the science projects and they had tuned them out and were just waiting to see me and meet me again and give me a hug and kiss my hands in the parking lot. I get it. I wasn't uncomfortable at all. No, I was excited for them because they felt that. They were older, and I don't know if they're with us anymore, but they wanted to feel that moment that, okay, the sword has been reformed, and this is our guy, this is our Abraham, this is our David, this is our Earl, as opposed to that other lady that had people in her family work at espionage at the fort. More LSD, more you sound like Satan. How dare you compare yourself to our David, our Abraham, and our Moses? It's like, how dare you not compare me to him? The two lesbian ladies that your family made money off of trying to kill them and liquidate their assets through laws you wrote on paper. They took me out in the parking lot, hugged me, and kissed my hands and held on to me and said, we're never letting you go. Okay, I'd take two lesbians over a bitchy lady that, was the mother and daughter and, the Ginsburg of the... Yeah, you sound like Satan. And I had to be nice when I corrected her. And she said that Martin, Malcolm, and Bobby, were all worthy of my looking up to and wanting to be like, but not Malcolm, that he was a hate monger and a racist and a bigot. I was like, oh boy, you sure got the wrong memo. The one that helped me the most will always be Malik. Well, he was busy trying to protect his family from economics and politics. And Martin and Bobby and Jack thought that politics could save us from politics with more money. And Malcolm knew, no, it has to be Islam, and we have to live the commands of Jesus Christ for us to be free from money and politics. Well, I trust me, but I don't trust the Surgeon General, do you? Okay, guys, I love you, all right? Don't trust opinions. Trust the truth. All right, peace out.